Hi, I'm Jamie and I'm going to pitch my idea for my 6 to 8 minute documentary. Delving deep into one of the largest hidden communities and how you too can join them. My inspiration for this project, I've got 3 bits of inspiration. First one being the Beckham documentary from Netflix. I really like the experimental shots of the camera being focused like close up on their face while they're watching their own games, so you can see their reaction in real time. I hopefully plan to do something like this with interviews with people who have lots of credentials. For example, my friend Darren has been to World Championships, so I can show him his game that he played in the World Championships and get his reaction like they did in Beckham. The second bit of inspiration will be Tom Scott, a very big YouTube creator. And he does like mini documentary sort 10-minute videos in like reporter style, and he goes to places all over the world and does like little information stuff on them. And then the third bit would be Liam Triforce's Wii retrospective YouTube video. It's personally my favourite YouTube documentary of all time. It's an hour 20 minutes and it's about someone's recollection of memories with the Wii, how the Wii came to be in production, through its lifespan and then the end. And it just shows like a big cycle of the Wii and how it affected someone, like their memories of the Wii. So the working title is The Greatest Card Trick, and because of the nature of the hobby, it's like a very broad audience, so I've put 9 to 40 because it's for everyone really. So it'll a documentary will be about the card game Yu-Gi-Oh! And the documentary will feature both informative content about about the card game itself and the social aspect of it, but lean in more heavily towards the social aspect. It'll begin with an introduction, and then it'll cut to a brief description of what the game is, because a lot of the viewers won't know anything about the game. So if they're watching a documentary about something they don't understand or have no idea about, they're not going to understand the documentary at all. So the brief description of what it is at the start will help greatly. I will start it off with reporter style content to camera, showcasing the venues you can play at locally, doing vox pops in the venues, and then when I introduce the venue, I'll have a few seconds of B-roll, and then I'll continue the B-roll with a voiceover. The B-roll will be the venue outside, the inside of the venue, people playing in the venue, and then like the store workers. I'll also include a piece to camera about my personal like things that I've done within the game, and how I found the game, what it's done for me mentally, and how I became a better person because of it. Obviously I'll include interviews. I'm pretty well versed in the space, so I know quite a lot of people locally. I myself am one of the best in England, so I've got loads of connections, and like I said earlier, my friend Darren's been to World Championships, so I've got lots of interviews I can do. Lighting will be all natural, other than lighting in interviews. I would like some of the interviews to be like the Were in Beckham, where it was focusing on the person is well lit but the background is dimly lit. Again, in editing, I'll be creating small title cards for the people who I'm interviewing when they first show up, so like the name and the credentials, so like things such as top 16 at 2021 European Championships. And I plan to include music and places. I've stopped talking for a few seconds, so going back to the few seconds of B-roll, I'll plan to include somewhat dramatic music while showing the B-roll of the venues, and then that'll be drowned out by my talking, but will still be there. I've chosen this idea because it's something that's not only very personal to me, but I imagine it will be very personal to a lot of others too. When I found the game, I was in a very bad place mentally, but obviously with it being such a hobby where you go out and interact with a lot of people, I found myself having a lot more friends who had very, very similar interests to me, and I've left that bad mental space now, and it's just really, really helped me. So I feel as though it could be interesting to a lot of people, the project. And I also believe that others who were in my situation could find this documentary and realise, oh, it might not be such a bad idea to try something out my comfort zone. It'll just be me and others on the course who are like free to help record things such as me doing a report style content at a monument. And the venues will be Geek Street Newcastle, Trinity Card Capital and Travelling Man. I'm friends with the owners of all of them, and I'm friends with workers at all of them, so I don't imagine recording being an issue, and like getting permission to record and things being an issue. There as well, I've already garnered several interviews from people, friends, and a YouTuber, I believe, as well. This is the kind of visual feel. Obviously, you've got a Tom Scott video there. That'll be like the reporter kind of feel. There, two venues. I couldn't find a picture of Trinity, and people playing. I plan to show footage of people playing the game, and then the kind of interview feel I would like for the interviews as well. Like I said earlier, I'll be able to record in all of the venues as I have before, so gaining permission to record wouldn't be a problem. Unfortunately, Geek Street Newcastle is closed until the 11th of April due to electrical issues, and I imagine that would be a little bit hard to squeeze the recording in, as it's like very late into the project, but I'll try my best to make that work. And like I said earlier, I go out with friends often at these venues, and I'm friends with the owners of all of them, so I don't believe getting permission for things will be very hard. The project schedule, there's events on Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday and Sunday, so I'll be able to record at all of the venues and be able to get all the footage I need. I've left the last 2 weeks of the project for editing, maybe a third one or like halfway into the fifth week. It's just depending on how much footage I get in what amount of time. I'll have interviews as well. I'm just not sure what date yet because I'm waiting to hear back from a few people. And I believe audiences will love this film as it's a niche topic. Some people may want to learn more about, and I myself can talk very highly about it and do all the persuasion you need to know more about it. And then I think it'll attract a lot of people as well due to my piece to camera with it being very close up and personal about my mental state at the time. And that's it. Any questions?
Great. Thank you very much.